Hi, everybody. It's Mondays with Mike, a weekly video series where I answer questions from people just like you. Here's this week's question. What role does introspection play in personal development, and how can we effectively balance it with external engagement? Yeah, so introspection is the ability and the extent to which I am internally focused, right? Think of inspection, only inter-inspection. It's like looking inside. So if I'm introspective and if I'm thinking about what's going on inside of me, then I'm going to gain insight and I'm going to learn. There are those in certain religious traditions and certain philosophical traditions, that's all they do, and more power to them. But if you want to look at it, and I think your question was, what role does introspection play in personal development? I think it plays the role of being self-aware, which is a tenet of emotional intelligence, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The extent to which I'm personally aware helps a lot, so that I can take that and then I can be more externally engaged. I can be engaged in my community, engaged in my relationships, engaged in my parenting, engaged in my job, whatever that thing happens to be. So the balance between introspection and external engagement is a little bit like a paradox, right? I can spend a lot of time internally introspective and never do anything with it. Or I can just be out there living my life and never be introspective, right?
Yeah.
I think that whole notion of balance is important. You've got to decide whether you want to live a life of only introspection or you want to be engaged externally. And I find in my own life that I take the time to be internally introspective, but if I don't do something with it, it feels like a little bit of a waste of time.
Yeah, and I think like you're saying, the balance is key, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's important that both parts of it are a factor, right? Because like you're saying, you can either be completely introspective and do nothing with it, so there's really, at the end of the day, no impact.
Yep.
Or conversely, you have no introspection and, God forbid, maybe you're somebody who's not very agreeable or, isn't, it's hard for you to get along with people. That could be beneficial for you, right? So I think striking the balance is important.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that if you're never introspective, you could go through your whole life with a bunch of blind spots that really don't add value to anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, good. Hope that's helpful, everybody. If you have a question, send it to info@mikestaver.com. I don't know who's sending all these deep questions. I think we appreciate it, but Marty and I have a little bit of a headache. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, take care. Hey, if you have a question, send it to info@mikestaver.com or share it on your social channels. We really want to invite as many people as possible to the party. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Take care.